Good morning. We made it to another Friday, another chilled, laid-back commentary. I hope your week went well. I hope your weekend starts even better. I want to talk about why you should move at your own pace in games and in life. I was playing Legend of Dragoon this last week on both PlayStation 5 and my original disc copy. I was talking with Epos Fox about the emulation stuff on PlayStation 5, and the reason I was trying Legend of Dragoon, which is, by the way, a 1999 JRPG, one of my favorite games when I was a kid, obviously tied to like the name of this channel. Part of that came from Halo as well. But the PlayStation 5 has trophy support, and that's kind of cool. It's kind of fun to go through, finish a chapter, get a little thing to pop up. You can see how many people have earned that trophy or whatever. But part of me was curious. What did this game look like? I have the disc still. I have my PlayStation 2. I've got a Framemeister, which is a scaler, and I threw that on. And I love the way it looks on the original hardware through a scaler much more. What a lot of these old emulators do is they'll like take that original game and like render it at 4x or 8x, the original resolution. And it can look cool, but it definitely is a different style. And sometimes those little player models weren't meant to be rendered at 8x or 4x or whatever. But it got me thinking, okay, well, I'm definitely going to play through Legend of Dragoon now on the PlayStation 2. But I was thinking about trophies. Do they matter? Do achievements matter? I've never been that into achievements or trophies. I think it's a cool system, but I know it's changed the way a lot of people play games. And when I was a kid, I mean, we just played because we loved the experience, not for a digital badge, right? And it got me thinking, okay, what about external rewards? In some ways, trophies and achievements are very cool. They can push you to see all that a game has to offer. I mean, just recently, I platinumed Astrobot. I've never 100%ed or whatever finished a game completely like that. And it was really nice because it respected my time. I got to see a bunch of content and little secrets that I wouldn't have if I didn't pursue it. But also, trophies and achievements can be a trap, where people just grind to check a box, not because they actually are enjoying the game itself. And I think there is a parallel here with real life. You can chase validation on social media, arbitrary milestones. Promotions are kind of different, though, because oftentimes that comes with like a monetary gain. So there's something there more of substance, but how often are we just doing stuff because it's like the current life metagame, because you feel like you should? Do we really want those things? Or are we just like locked into the system that like culture has built around us? It goes back to intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. Do you play a game because you love it or because you love the trophy list? Now, if you love the trophy list, if you love knocking out those achievements, sharing that accomplishment, that's great. It's not a jab at that. But I think there's a lot of people who don't actually enjoy that grind, who aren't doing it for necessarily themselves, but that chasing likes, whether it be social, Discord group, the text message group, whatever it may be. And if you enjoy that process, awesome. But do you pursue that job, that hobby, that life goal because it genuinely excites you or because it just looks good to those around you? People get burnt out in work and life, ultimately by doing a bunch of stuff we don't really care about. If you don't have a mountain you're climbing that you're just super, it excites you, it motivates you, it's a challenge, and you don't love like what you're doing in the in-between, it is the recipe for burnout. And I'm in that spot. I'm in like this soul-searchy spot trying to figure out, okay, well, what do the next 5 years look like? What do the next 3 years? What does the next year look like? We're done with January today. And I'm trying to think back, okay, here are the goals I set for this quarter. How's my progress looking? And really trying to figure out where do I want to aim? Life will steer you in tons of different directions. And so setting a clear goal is going to change and morph and shift. But again, it has something powerful that you strive for, and it helps give some more meaning to the less fun stuff on the in-between. I think when you move at your own pace, when you have that mountain to climb, it can create like this purpose that helps you grind through the trickier things. I've been seeing a lot of videos like pop up on recommendations lately about taking basically games at your own speed. This thought of you don't need to over optimize every game you play. You don't need to like min-max every single title. You don't have to care about the ultimate strategy. We have hit a time in gaming. It's not a new idea. I feel like people have been talking about it now for 4 or 5 years, but gamers will optimize the fun out of basically every game. Because of the internet, because of streaming culture, because of accolades, all this stuff, that childlike sense of just playing a game because it was fun and playing it your way and not caring at all what others think, that's like gone. And I haven't really been watching, truthfully, like any YouTube. Part of this month has been when I wake up, instead of looking at social media like Twitter or the YouTube Studio app or whatever, I journal for 15 minutes. Make coffee, make the bed, write a full page, just a stream of consciousness, what I'm thinking about, and then get into the loop. And without even really trying, I haven't been watching a whole lot of YouTube. I don't even have time. I'm like scheduling the whole day out, and there's a ton of hobbies and goals and exercise and stuff that are filling up my plate. I do remember a few weeks ago, like a bunch of videos popping up saying, don't rush through this game. Take it at your own speed. You don't have to platinum everything. You don't have to rush to hit life milestones just because others around you are. It's okay to make a career change. You know, maybe you're in your 40s or 30s, whatever. You can make a shift. It's okay to take longer to figure out what makes you happy. It's cool to pursue hobbies without having to turn them into a side hustle. The grind mindset now is just everything you enjoy. How can you monetize that? I think the best things in life just show up when you are engaged, when you're present, and when you're just trying to take in the experience and not just grinding for a cultural reward at the time. For me, I don't even really know what that looks like because, again, I don't really care, at least on the gaming side, I don't care about trophies or achievements and stuff. But for real life, it does. It makes me reevaluate and think, why am I pursuing this? Why am I doing this? Is it supporting that mountain that I want to climb? Is it bringing me like joy? Is this something I'm enjoying right now? We've moved into the digital show and tell era, and we've been there for a long time. And sure, it's got so many positives. Like if you want to learn any skill, you can. I think it's incredible that like anything you want to learn, there's endless amounts of good YouTube tutorials out there for you. You don't have to like go to school for 4 or 5 years. You want to learn how to produce music? There's free tools. There's free videos. There's everything you could ever want. You want to make videos? Great. It's really an amazing time for that. Where it gets rough is you can see everybody else's pseudo progress. Everyone's social media feed is the curated, cherry-picked moments of all the best stuff. And that is not how life goes. It's not how creative work goes. That's not how achievements go. You got to grind out of sight. You got to put in the time to hit those goals. And that digital show and tell can make it so easy to get discouraged and just to fall off right away. Achievements, in some way, I guess, again, I'm not that kind of player. In some way, they represent, hopefully, a metaphor for bigger accolades and things in life when you're trying to compare yourself to others, or I should be at a different place right now in my life, or I should have this figured out, or whatever. You got to do you. You got to do you. Finding what makes you happy and just leaning into that. As long as it's like positive and not like a super negative or destructive thing, obviously. So move at your own speed and maybe take some time to think about like, what are you chasing? Why are you chasing it? Are you doing it just because you believe you should? And dig into that a little bit deeper. I'm trying to do that myself. As I mentioned, I'm just trying to figure out what are some of those next big mountains to go after and climb. January has been great. It went fast and slow at the same time. And I'm really looking forward to February. Some thoughts on a Friday. Maybe this one was a super ramble. If it was, I apologize. I hope everybody has a great start to your weekend. I will see you again next week.